What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the EU4 Super States AI only battle. End of last video, we saw this huge war break out as Manitoba declared war on Wyoming. Obviously it pulled in Texas, Florida, Indiana and Wisconsin. I think Manitoba, Florida and Indiana are just about going to win it. Obviously Texas has been in a rough time anyway. As of recently, despite beating Cascadia, they've been at war with so many people. The only other war going on with up here is Nevada and Idaho. That only just broke out, so I think it will probably... We'll probably see Nevada. Yeah, they're going to win, but they were losing. That was all. It was just like -2, but it does, yeah, Nevada's going to win. No worries there, and they'll grow again. And they're guaranteed by Texas. That'll probably keep them alive for a bit longer, and that's obviously a blow to Cascadia, who I don't really know what their plan is now. They can't really attack anybody. They've got a lot of treaties to adhere to, but maybe Alaska will be the target of any wars to come. Ming is actually just huge, by the way. I was going to see if anyone was colonising over here, and apart from Muscovy, who are just slowly being driven further and further away, Ming are just taking it all, so that's fine. Just seeing what's going on. Is this Portuguese? Yep, Portugal have done a lot of colonising, but the French have too. But it was good to see Japan form. That was one cool thing we did get to see. But Alaska's still here, so we won't forget about them. No possible rivals. They're improving Cascadia's opinion. I imagine they do not want to be killed by Cascadia. Basically, they're probably very, very worried about that possibility. Well, not all of Idaho disappeared, but they're back down to just being the one province of Idaho, as we've seen them. We've seen them be this, and they're actually now guaranteed by Nevada at the end of that war. So Nevada is growing a little bit. Is this war? Did someone just get separate peace? No. Okay, Manitoba's now losing. Okay, so that's interesting. There's a lot going on here. I see Texas just beat a big Florida stack. Honestly, attacking Texas hasn't been everyone's forte. We saw Cascadia make the biggest mess of it I've ever seen, ever. Texas also have a 44 stack, just chilling. But Manitoba's coming in now, and this is probably going to change things a bit with Texas. But Wisconsin have a 45 stack, and it looks like Indiana are now out of troops. Poor state. Oh, wow, this is really sad what's going on over here. We'll just look away and pretend it's not happening. Okay, Texas is going to win that battle too. That is not good for Manitoba. I don't see, where did Florida's 60 stack that they just had go? Where did it die? Oh no, it's down here. But yeah, Texas is handling this really well, and Wisconsin seems to not be having any problems either, so Manitoba and Florida could be in trouble. Of course, Florida constantly not just making more units, because I imagine their manpower is higher than Texas is. They're also shipping more and more men back from Floridian Brazil, sorry, to come fight for them, but it does seem like they're going to lose this. Yep, -29 now. Texas starting to look on top, but there's Wyoming's stack destroyed. I imagine this will be then Wyoming grabbing a lot of Manitoba's land. I imagine that is what the peace deal will involve. But Florida is down here trying to make an effort and trying to reconsolidate. Okay, Florida does have a 55 stack here, and they are just about, yep, they're going to crush the Texan stack. Oh, but there's so much going on, and there Texas just beats an Indiana stack. So at the moment it's all going crazy. Someone has been separate pieced, and that is Indiana. Yep, they're gone. They're out of this war. They got away with nothing. I mean, they don't have any allies anymore. Their independence is guaranteed by Florida, but that's a big blow already to lose them. Manitoba is still doing fine. I mean, maybe Florida, it might start to go the way. I think Wisconsin might be a bridge too far, and also Michigan just attacked. Oh, wow, okay, this is bad for Florida. Okay, never mind. Scrap that, it's bad for Florida. Michigan has called in New York and attacked Indiana and Florida. Or Indiana, Florida guaranteeing their independence, but Michigan have a 34 stack. Indiana basically have nothing at the moment, and obviously New York themselves now at war with Florida. So let's just have a look at this from Florida's point of view. They're screwed. Obviously, Manitoba avoided getting called into that one just yet. It would be very bad if Manitoba do get called in. Yeah, that would be very bad for Manitoba. There's a huge war going over here. Just there's a big alliance between France and Hungary at the moment that's just making Europe like a bit more interesting, because France was starting to struggle a bit, I think. But we can't be focusing on that when we have got this going on right in front of us, and it's crazy. I thought, the more you scroll up, and I just thought Cascadia had eaten Alaska, but it's further away than you think. Okay, so Indiana is now struggling at the hands of Michigan and New York. this was bad news. Like, this is bad for Florida. They probably, I think Florida, I said they were going to lose. I think it looked like they might just about pull it back. They had a lot of men, and Texas seemed to be just about ready to break, and Manitoba were doing fine. But now New York's here. Texas can obviously send their troops up here and do a good job. And it seems that's going to be the case. Minus 31 war score still. Michigan already at 18 war score, and I think Michigan might become very, very big out of this. They might take a lot of land from Indiana. How many provinces? That province is worth 44%. They might eat up like a little fraction of it, actually. But yeah, they had a 35 stack. I noticed that before I started this episode, that they were starting to get a little bit stronger here. And obviously being allies with New York is huge. Oh, there was a big battle there. Indiana has a 60 stack. I imagine Florida makes up a big part of that, and New York just came through and destroyed it. Just like that. I feel like this... Someone just... Manitoba, Florida, no, the war's still not over. Wisconsin is still involved, but it's now, they've pegged it back to minus 28. 25 war score now for New York and Michigan, as this part of the map just becomes a complete mess. Michigan, oh yeah, Michigan is at war with Florida. I was going to say, what are they doing? But it seems New York's just giving everything over. Odd strategy. Maybe they don't want it, but still pretty bold. I'm just trying to see when the peace deals go down, because I can't really... It's a mess of people invading each other. We can't really tell. 28 war score for New York, minus 29 for Florida in the other one. So they're losing about the same in each one. They have a 666 leader, but so do New York. Texas don't know. So we'll see how that plays out. I think we did just see a peace deal. No, we just saw a province. See, that's the thing. Province being unsieged or unoccupied, one or the other. Florida is still here, and they're actually... The Floridian Navy just battled a big new stack of New York ships and did okay. Problem is New York just have this massive navy here. Although, saying that, I think Florida... it would be close if they were to fight. I think because it's in the open ocean, New York would probably win on that number of heavy ships. How does the District of Columbia have boats? How? What? Oh my goodness, they are just about coastal. Oh my goodness, I didn't notice that. To say, how do you guys have boats? I mean, it's only 5 light ships. It's not... New York is 35 of that 40. I didn't realise that, but... Yeah, I was just wondering, how on earth do they... Okay, there has got to have been a peace deal now, right? Yeah, there has been one. Manitoba losing a few provinces to Wyoming, but not the end of the world. Manitoba allied with Saskatchewan and Florida, but the problem is they've now been called in to help defend Indiana, which could be the problem. Could be the problem for them. With New York coming, but that makes it look a little bit more interesting. Did Florida lose anything? I mean, I know they're still in a war, but I think Florida just about held on to everything. Didn't give anything up to Texas. The question is now, how does this go for them? It's looking a bit better for them now. Now Manitoba's in. The problem is they all just got out of that huge war. I don't think I see a way back for this. 30 war score. I mean, Indiana disappearing. It's not the end of the world for Florida. Like, I doubt we'll see Florida lose too much. Florida actually going to try and attack New York here. Problem is New York have like quite a few big stacks. This could be a problem. Where is Manitoba? They are coming. Okay, so they're gonna contribute a bit at least. That's nice. Cascadia, are you doing anything? I just gotta keep looking back. I think they've got, like I said, they've got treaties with almost all their neighbours at the moment. So unless they attack Alaska, which they don't seem too bothered about, there won't be anything happening from them for a little while. But this is crazy. Okay, Florida is going to lose this by the look of it because of that crossing penalty. Oh no, they won. But New York have a big old stack up there to bear in mind. And Indiana is almost fully occupied. They're clinging on. New York is still here though with like 100,000 men. Wow, New York have so many troops. Okay, Florida, I don't think you're going to have enough here. You've got about... Florida has about 100,000. But New York have around 150 plus thousand. Manitoba, though, bringing in another 50,000. Feel like Michigan, though, again, that's going to make it tough. Michigan are bringing in that little bit extra. Hungary are in a war with Lithuania and the Ottomans. I just want to... I know I didn't want to showcase Europe too much, but it's not very often, I think, you get to look at a war for them this big. I mean, they're two separate, but look at what Hungary are going through right now, and they're probably winning. I mean, I can't see anything, but... I mean, oh no, the Ottomans are up here. That's not good for Hungary. They have a 75 stack. That's okay. And Great Britain were also in a big war, so let's quickly look at that. Oh no, it's just with Austria, Scandinavia. Okay, they're going to win this easy, but never mind. Oh, look at the Ottomans though. They're in another war with these guys. It's just all a bit. Oh no, this is just. Okay, no, it was. Okay, Aragon, France, and Hungary basically. The Lithuania, the Ottomans, and Poland. That's pretty huge. There is a coalition against Hungary. I saw that there. But we won't investigate for now. Continue to watch how this plays out. The war score is currently 38 in Michigan's favour. I feel like the provinces are worth so much, like Florida, Manitoba. They might lose the alliance, but apart from that, they're not going to lose anything else. Like Indiana might just lose some stuff, but Michigan's probably going to gain a few provinces, and it probably won't actually end up being that big of a shock, because like taking provinces from these big states now it's going to take a while to storm. Like Florida will be here at the end of the game almost no matter what. Like there's no way someone's taking, they're not getting 100%ed in a war 8 times before the end. There's just, I can't see that happening to Florida. Same goes for Texas. I think it's a little bit higher in Texas, 830%. New York is 1090%. I believe Cascadia is about 1050%. 911%. They've really dropped off, but oh well, then improve. Okay, Manitoba's still up here, pretty much free. The problem is they need to be helping Florida down here, and New York just keep crushing them. This is going to be good for their manpower. Texas, though, are finally getting a break, although I think they might actually be at war in... No, it looks like they're getting ready for a war in Mexico, though, for some reason. But yeah, their manpower will obviously need to recover. Cascadias will definitely be recovering, which is a big positive for them. Obviously, they lost almost everything to Texas by being stupid, so they need a break, probably. New York will be taking a beating too, because Florida will not die here. They just keep throwing up as much as they can, just killing a few men. It's going to be wearing away, doing its job. That war just ended right there, and like I said, I don't think anything was lost, and I don't know even how. This province must have been returned to Indiana somehow, in some weird thing. But yeah, other than that, Michigan gained 2 provinces after all that fighting. That seems to be it. Manitoba got away with it-ish. Obviously, they lost a couple of provinces to Wyoming. But like I said, these states are pretty huge now. It's going to take more than one war to really see them in trouble. I mean, look at Texas. They were getting battered at one point. I think they had a war with everybody. And even though they beat Cascadia, they were struggling a little while back. Yet look at them. They're doing fine, even though they did have that period. I'd be worried for Florida. Out of these 4, it's Florida that I would worry for. I mean, Manitoba and Great Britain, they lost that alliance with New York that they had because of that war. Oh no, they never had one. No, never mind. Well, they had it ages ago, but Texas have got New York. That would be interesting to see how that plays out. Cascadia, if Cascadia and Florida could find some sort of alliance, if they weren't enemies, rivals, that would make things interesting, like a showdown between these guys. That would be very interesting, but I don't think we're going to see that happen anytime soon. So we are 1745, we're approaching 1750, and it's all peaceful again, which means I can actually go check out how things are going. Hungary are making progress down here, but it seems like the Ottomans are making progress over there, so it's a bit equal. Look at the size of Scandinavia. I'm surprised they're not on the Great Powers list. He says they're probably like first place, but no, they're not. New York is up to 2nd. That's the highest we've seen a state all game, and everyone has embraced except the Ottomans. They're 2 behind. They're living in 2018 development. They know, but Florida in 7th, Texas 5th, Cascadia up in 4th. But yeah, they've fallen behind New York now, and they have embraced the institution that were necessary. I think it was the Enlightenment. So that does show that New York at the moment leading the way, and I think they've been very peaceful about their business. New York, sometimes Texas, Cascadia in particular, not so much Florida, but they have at times, but they've been very aggressive. Just been going after loads of people. Obviously, we saw a coalition against Cascadia, even though only Texas joined. New York did have one at the start, and they kind of are close. Texas are fine at the moment, and so are Florida. New York should probably be careful, which is surprising. I thought it would have been the other way around, but Cascadia, these guys have been quite aggressive at times, while New York have slowly gone about their business, taking out people like Acadia very quietly. And obviously Ontario, they used to be so big. There's so many big states that have just disappeared. Missouri, obviously, one of them that used to be important. Carolina, they used to be one of the powerful states. They're gone now. Wisconsin has fallen from grace. Alberta used to be pretty strong over here and quite impressive, but not anymore. Who else? I mean, that's about it. Ontario was pretty big at the time. They were causing New York problems, but eventually New York just growing slowly. They got strong enough, they took them out. But as we hit this episode, 1747, we are getting there. I think this is episode 41. So thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. It really does help. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.